The community we're in today is a perfect example of the type of community that so many people in the Austin area are moving to, and honestly for really great reasons. So some of our favorite builders are building in this community. There are schools inside of the neighborhood, and the amenities here are wild. So there are 3 amenity centers, at least at this point. They've got 2 lazy rivers, splash pads, dog parks. There are literally water parks inside of this neighborhood. So what we wanted to do is take you inside a home for sale. They just completed it by one of our favorite builders. And so we just want to show you an example of the type of housing that you can get in a great community like this. So stick around, we're going to give you a full tour. And at the very end, we're going to sit down with you. We're going to go over all the stats, all the pricing, and tell you all about this area. So buckle up. So I always like to come straight inside the home and just get straight into the heart of the home. Okay, so we're going to skip a lot of stuff in front. We're going to get back to that later, but you've got this big, tall ceiling, wide hallway that takes you straight into kind of the living, kitchen, dining area. So one of the main features of this house is you've got this big open living room, vaulted ceiling, exposed beams. I love this fireplace. Like, look how sexy this is. And I always like to point this out. So one of my favorite things is when there's a fireplace, the feature goes all the way up to the ceiling and you could actually mount the TV right here. And imagine sitting, watching the game, and you can actually like look at the TV. You don't have to crane your neck like some of these really tall fireplaces. But yeah, plenty of room in here for whatever size couch, sectional chairs you want. And another thing, I'm just gonna stop right now and point out, like, one of my biggest observations here is look at these windows, like all around me here. Look at all these windows in this room. Like, it is so light. It's actually kind of overcast today, unfortunately, but there's so much natural light coming into this living room, dining room, kitchen area. Okay, so now let's step into the kitchen, because this is really where the money's at. So per usual, we've got a great big island here with a single, I think this is a ceramic sink. Nice island, nice big island where you can fit comfortably 4 bar stools here. I really like the flow of this kitchen. A lot of the features that this builder builds in their home that are standard would be upgrades in other homes. So check out this like soft close, watch this. How amazing is that? If I had a nickel for every, that's not soft close, but this is. If I had a nickel for every time we had to yell at our kids, like, don't slam the cabinets, I could retire right now. You know what I'm saying? So if these features are important to you, definitely give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We want to get you connected to this builder. We want to try to get you the best deal we possibly can. But just so you know, this builder doesn't just build in this community, in this location, which we'll talk about the location here in just a little bit. So if you're seeing these features and you're like, man, I really like this builder, they build some really good stuff, and they do, we can also get you connected to some of their sales reps in whatever part of town you want to live in. Okay, so before we head over to the dining area, a couple things I want to point out here, okay? So right back here is kind of this like mudroom area, but you've got what they call kind of like this hidden kitchen back here. So right off the kitchen, you got this nice big pantry. This isn't even a corner pantry, and there's like plenty of space in here. My wife would love this pantry. But then you come in here and it's this hidden kitchen, this nice little cozy area. I really love like this stone brick stuff that they've got behind the shelves. And so one thing that would be really nice is like if you're having guests over or whatever, like you can keep this area super clean and presentable, and this could just be a mess and like no one would ever see it, okay? One really cool feature here, if you open up these cabinets, I don't know if you can see this on video, back here you actually have a plug. So you could put like a blender, food processor, even coffee machine. You could take out one of these shelves and just kind of have that all hidden away back here. I just think that's like a really cool feature. Okay. Now, continuing back here, you've got the utility room, which actually connects to the master bedroom, which we'll check out in just a little bit. But you got utility room with fridge, washer, dryer, plenty of storage over here. You got mudroom area right here. Super cute. And then you got your kind of standard hall closet here. And then I really like, for a 1-story house, you don't often see a half bath. But in here you got a very nice, well-appointed half bath. And I think what you're gonna notice whenever we talk about pricing at the end, a lot of builders, like their model can be like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 more than the base price. But this model is not terribly much more expensive than the base price of this plan. So most of what you're seeing here is included, okay? And then right here, normally there would be a door right here. And this could either get you into your 2-car garage with a tandem 3rd car, or there is an option to not have the tandem 3rd car garage and turn this space into like a game room, kids play area, media room, whatever you want to do with that. So I think that would be a pretty sweet option. All right. What else can I say about this kitchen? I mean, it's freaking beautiful. You got the built-in microwave oven. I mean, like, it's beautiful. I have nothing much more to say. Okay, and then over here, you kind of have like this oversized dining area. It's not really a dining room, it's more like a dining area. And look, they have it set up like a pretty comfortable 8-seater setup. And like, there's plenty of space here. I love the natural light. I love all the room. Plenty of space over here if you want to put some sort of buffet credenza situation over there. But I'm a looking and I'm a liking, all right? Now let's head to the backyard. So the first thing you're gonna see in this backyard is this great big covered patio. This is standard. It is included with most builders. This would be a huge upgrade, but I really like that they make this standard. And then back here, this yard space, again, y'all, this is why a lot of people move to Texas, especially Central Texas, because you can get a nice big house with a nice yard. Okay, so I like that this yard is nice. It's big, but it's not too big because I ain't trying to spend all my time mowing. All right, so I think this yard is the perfect size. They've got a freaking massive fire pit out here. I love fire pits. I would probably put just a tiny little fire pit over in that corner and just have space to like play catch with the kids, play football, hang out. This little space right here is just here. You could build this if you wanted to, but it's just here for the model, for entertainment, but this would be a huge upgrade, right? You got side yard, gutters over here, but again, really nice size yard. And so far I have not seen anything in this house that I do not like. And that's pretty rare if you watch these videos enough. All right, now there's Aaron. I'm ruining Aaron's B-roll shot right now. Is that true? Well, you're not ruining my shot because I love you. I love filming people that I love. Anyway, so before we get to the master, which you're gonna wanna stick around for that because it is stunning. Before we hit the master, I'm actually gonna take you back up to the front of the house because there's actually quite a bit of stuff that I just passed right by getting into the living room that I'm gonna show you now. Okay, so for context, here we are at the front door again. So if you were to enter through the front door and you just hang a quick left, you're gonna kind of walk into what I would call like the first kind of bedroom wing, okay? So I love this bedroom. And I can never be sure if you can tell in this video, but these ceilings, y'all, are so high. Like, I don't even know, that must be 15, 16, maybe 17 feet high. It's kind of a huge vaulted ceiling in here. I love like this slate color. I don't know if it's like blue, gray, whatever it is. I absolutely love the color in here. And then you've got a pretty nice sized kid's closet in here. Now, if it were me, I would probably make this a guest room. And I say this all the time. I personally do not love the idea of having one of my kids in a front room with windows out to the front yard, and then the master bedroom being in the very back, separated. Just for safety reasons, maybe I'm just overprotective. I don't love that, but I totally don't mind putting a guest up here. So I would probably have a guest room right here and then one of my kids' rooms right across the hallway here. But again, that's just me. If that's important to you, you definitely need to let us know so that we can search for like the perfect plan for you. So if you tell us a couple things you love, a couple things you hate, we can point you to the right neighborhood, to the right builder, and oftentimes to the exact right plan, but you gotta reach out to us first and let us know. So right here, we got a linen closet, and then, okay, there's no one in here. All right, so here we've got the first kind of kid slash guest slash hallway bathroom. I really like this little tile pattern that they got going on here. But yeah, very well appointed for a hallway bathroom. And so once again, I'm looking and I'm liking. Shut that door. All right, and then right across the hallway here, we've got the second kind of kids room. And honestly, they've got this set up with like a full bed, but you could easily fit a queen size bed. Probably would not want to put a king in here. I think it would just be too cramped in here. And then closet in here. Honestly, like they kind of have this as a storage area for the builder, but like, this is a nice size closet. So this is where I would, if I was a kid, this is the room that I would want to have, all right? Now, hang with me here. We're back at the front door. We walk in, and if we were to hang a right, normally there would be a wall right here, and there would be like a little doorway here, and you could walk in and you would go into a bedroom, okay? So there's actually a guest bedroom. Let me take you through there just as if you would experience it. So you walk through here, you're in the room. There would normally be a wall right here. There would also normally be a wall right here. But this is a really nice size bedroom for a guest, for an office space or whatever. I wouldn't use it for an office space. I'll tell you why in a second. Great windows looking out to the front yard. And what I really love about this room is that it has its own ensuite bathroom. That's just fancy French for an attached bathroom, but not just an attached bathroom with a really nice size closet in here. So you got the shower tub combo, commode, sink in here. Again, y'all, this model is very well appointed. Most of this stuff is not an upgrade, and I really, really like it, okay? Okay, if you were to keep walking down the hall, right before you get to the kitchen, living room, dining area, you hang a left and you've got this little hidden study area in here. Or a study, office, kids playroom. You can even use it for a bedroom if you wanted to. I probably wouldn't, but I would love to have this as my office. So great natural light. Love that light fixture. Love these double doors. It's like you could just shut these doors and you would not be distracted by your kids bothering you all day when you're trying to work, all right? So again, I wanna point out, so there's the front door. I really like the front door that has the light coming in. You got the transom window right over the front door. The ceiling is a little bit elevated right there by the front door, and then it comes down a little bit right here just to open up into this massive vaulted ceiling area. So I love like the changing heights of the ceiling. I think that is such a cool feature to have that variation. Okay, so now let's walk through the back of the kitchen into the master bedroom. Okay, so per usual, as you've come to expect in this home, we've got really great light coming in from the backyard. Again, it's an overcast day and it is still very light, very bright in here. So you got a king size bed for context. So you could put whatever size bed you want. I don't know what you call this right here, but I really like this feature. But yeah, nothing much more to say about this except that it's a really nice size. Everything is very proportional in here. Dang it, Aaron. There he is again. Okay, but I really like it. So this door leads us straight into the master bathroom. So a couple features that I want to point out in here. Again, you don't often see this, but in the master bathroom, soft close, baby. That's right. Only the best for our YouTube VIPs. Okay, so you got double vanities, one here, one over there, a little like actual vanity, little makeup situation here. And then this is another thing that I really like. So this standalone sexy tub right here is standard. So I have never seen a builder where a standalone tub like this is standard, but with this builder, you get it. All right, closet we're gonna go to in just a minute. Here's kind of his closet, or hers, you know, whatever, whoever wants it. But I really like these built-ins that they got going on here. Like, guys, great job. This is why this builder is one of our favorites, okay? Then you've got this walk-in shower here. The builder told me something about how it's mud set shower. I have no idea what that means. So if you wanna know what a mud set shower is, you're gonna need to Google it because Mr. Barrett can't help you out today, okay? And then here, we got the commode room. Let's do a legroom check here. You know what? Once the door's shut, we got plenty of legroom in here. Okay, I'm down. You get an A+, builder. Okay, perfect size linen closet. But the thing that's really cool about this area, this master bathroom, is you've got this other like his or hers closet that has, again, these stunning built-ins here. And then it leads right into the utility room with the washer and dryer. So it's really convenient. Like if you're drying your clothes and you take them out of the dryer and you fold them or whatever, you need to hang them up, you can just walk right here, boop, and hang it up. No big deal. All right, you know what I really want to talk to you about now? Pricing. So how much does a property and a home on a property like this cost? And right before we jump into that, I just want to talk to you a little bit about where we are right now. So right now, we are in a great neighborhood in the beautiful town of Buda. And by the way, if you want to know a little bit more about Buda, we did a full vlog tour of this town right here. Now, Buda is South Austin's like most direct suburb. Okay, so if you go straight down I-35, you'll be in Austin, then you'll hit Buda, then Kyle, then New Braunfels basically, and then San Antonio. Okay, so I-35 kind of cuts right through the middle of Buda. And look, over the years, we have had so many clients move out to Buda for several reasons. Number one, it is a bit more conservative politically than Austin, so a lot of people come here for that. It's a lot slower pace here, like slower pace of life than Austin. In fact, like the Buda water tower says something like breathe easier here or something like that. And I totally get that. And like, honestly, every single time I come to Buda, I feel like I can just relax. Like anywhere from like a master plan community like this, it's just chiller. Like literally people walk slower, people talk slower. So if that sounds like something that repulses you and you hate it, you are gonna hate living in Buda. But if it sounds like something that you love, you might absolutely love to live here. And so you definitely need to let us know. But yeah, when I come to master plan communities like this, I feel like that. And also when I go to Buda's like quintessential, idyllic Texas historic downtown, I definitely feel like that. So downtown is a huge feature of Buda, and it's right down the street from here. You got several like kind of boutique mom and pop restaurants, bars, cafes, just local boutiques and things like that. But mainly people move out here because of the prices, which we're gonna get into here in just a second. But when you take into account what you can get out here for your money compared to the city of Austin, it is absolutely a no-brainer if you can handle the commute, right? So I would say Buda is perfect for people who want great homes at affordable prices and they want a really like community feel, and they might work unorthodox business hours, they might work from home, or you just don't mind sitting in the car for a little bit longer than you would have if you lived in the city of Austin. So to give you an idea, I basically live just north of downtown, and it took me about 20 minutes to get here with a tiny little bit of traffic, okay? So normally during rush hour, you're gonna wanna plan on about a 40 to 45 minute commute one way. But if you work unorthodox business hours and you can get around the crazy traffic hours, like you can get in and out of downtown easily in 15 minutes, okay? So all cards out on the table, I love Buda, okay? I think it's one of Austin's absolute best suburbs. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about this neighborhood. So this is definitely, I would say, one of the top 2 or 3 premier master plan communities in all of the greater Austin area. I'm not even just talking about South Austin. I'm not just talking about Buda. I'm talking about the greater Austin area. So my team has helped several people move within this neighborhood, and all of our clients absolutely love it here, especially our clients with kids, because like I mentioned, the amenities here are absurd. Like it's like literally a water park here, okay? And so I even have clients who have friends who live in this neighborhood, and they're always coming to this neighborhood during the summertime to check out the pool, the lazy river, and just cool off on a really hot day. This neighborhood has been being built for about 10 years. Does that sentence make sense? It's been being built for about 10 years. And there are about 2,000 home sites in this entire neighborhood. And I would say this builder's probably about halfway done. So the builders in this neighborhood are still gonna be here for about another 10 years. So if you're gonna live here and you're buying a brand new home, which most people do, you need to know that like you're gonna experience some construction congestion and some construction noise for the next several years. It's not terrible. And they're definitely not building here like at night or anything like that. But if you are working from home, like even right now, I can hear some construction noise in the background. And so that's just something that you're gonna have to deal with. But again, I love this neighborhood. My team's helped tons of people move out here. Actually, Aaron, my film guy, he's getting married here pretty soon. So sorry, ladies, he is not single. And he and his fiance, after they get married, they are actually gonna move to this neighborhood. So that shows you how much our team thinks about this area. Now, in addition to the pools and parks and things, like you got trails, like I see all sorts of great sidewalk trails like all over the neighborhood. You're gonna see tons of people walking, biking, running out here. There is a school like inside of the neighborhood, a great elementary school inside the neighborhood. So when it's time for like pick up and drop off with school, you see tons of families walking around with their kids all over the neighborhood. So again, Very vibrant, very active, very energetic community feel out here. Now, to get in a great neighborhood like this with such great world-class amenities like this, you do have to pay an HOA payment, and that's gonna be about $200 per quarter, so it's about $800 a year. That comes out to about $66 a month. And what I would say is for $66, $67 a month, like to get what you get out of that in terms of just the pools and amenity centers alone is a screaming deal, all right? And I really mean that. Now, in terms of property taxes out here, your property tax rate, depending on what section of the neighborhood you're in, is gonna be somewhere between like 2.61% and 2.85%. Now, that's pretty common for the Austin area. And if you're moving here from out of country or out of state, you might be like, dang man, like Texas property taxes are high. That's true, but something that you have to keep in mind is that we do not have a state income tax. And for most of our clients, when we've sat down and crunched the numbers with them, they kind of cancel each other out. So yes, we have high property taxes, but we don't have state income tax. And oftentimes people actually end up ahead, even paying our property taxes, okay? The last thing I wanna say about this community before we just jump into the pricing here is that like, living in this neighborhood, like you are convenient to just about everything you could possibly want, okay? You've got restaurants, you've got schools, you have like Home Depot, you have an amazing H-E-B right down the street, which if you're not from Texas, H-E-B is the best grocery store on the planet. I don't care if you're a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or Piccadilly person or whatever, like H-E-B is the best. Period. All right, now let's talk about pricing. So I got my pricing sheets that the builder, hot off the presses, that the builder just gave me. And so let's jump into it, okay? So before we talk about this particular home, let's just talk about like the price ranges you're gonna pay in this neighborhood with this builder, okay? And one thing I wanna mention is that this builder, most of their plans are one-story plans, which I love. So I'm looking right now, they offer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 one-story plan and 4 two-story plans, okay? So the cheapest you're gonna get into this neighborhood for with this builder is one of their plans. It's a 2,323 square foot home. It's a 3-bed, 2.5 bath with a study, with a 3-car garage, with a covered back patio. And the base price of that home is gonna be right about $500,000. Now, to get a quality home for $500,000 this close to downtown Austin that's over 2,300 square feet is absolutely bonkers to me, okay? Now, the most expensive plan is gonna be a 2-story plan. It's 3,558 square feet. So keep in mind, it's a big ol' Mac Daddy. And it's a 5-bedroom, 4 full bath plan with a study, with a game room, with a media room, with a 2-car garage. Okay, so it's like packed with everything you could possibly want. And that plan comes in, the base price comes in right around $650,000. Now, we always tell our clients when you're building brand new from the ground up, always plan on putting about 8 to 10% back into the home in terms of upgrades. So if you're gonna buy this $650,000 home, plan on putting about $65,000 of upgrades, okay? So at the end of the day, it's gonna be more like a $715,000 house if you want it to look really, really great with all the upgrades that you're probably gonna want anyway, okay? Now, before we talk about the price of this particular home, I just want you to know I got a list of all the inventory homes that this builder has for sale right now. And what that means is like, these are not built from the ground up. Like these homes are spec homes. Like they are built already, they are done. The builder is ready for someone to come snatch them up right now. And kind of conventional wisdom is that you can get the best deals on inventory homes because the builder just really wants to get them off their books, okay? So the cheapest one I'm seeing here is a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath home with a 3-car garage, a hair over 2,700 square feet, okay? And it's for sale right now for $600,000, and it looks freaking awesome, all right? The most expensive one I'm seeing is that 5-bedroom, it's 3.5 baths, 2 stories, 2-car garage, a little bit over 2,600 square feet, and it's for sale right now for $703,000. So if you want to know more about what this builder has for sale right now and you're interested in this community, you have to reach out to us and we will get you an exclusive list of what they have for sale, and we will get you a better deal than what they're offering right now, I promise you, okay? Now, let's talk about this house. So just to recap, this home is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath home with a study, with that 3-car garage tandem option. But if you wanted to, you could turn that 3rd car tandem into an extra like media room, living area, game room or something. That's probably what I would go ahead and do. Big covered back patio, and FYI, I didn't mention this in the video, but it's 2,632 square feet. And the base price of this home is right around $560,000. And the builder did let me know that there's only about $40,000 of upgrades in this home. So if you wanted to buy this home exactly the way it is right now, you're gonna pay right about $600,000. And again, cards on the table, I think this is a freaking gorgeous home. And the idea that you can get this for $600,000 is bonkers. And I know I already mentioned our full blog tour about Buda, which you can watch right here. But also, if you want to know how Buda fits into the greater context of Austin, check out our full map tours playlist right here.